You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Wednesday the 3rd of December, 2025. It is 72 days after the fall equinox. It is 18 days before the winter solstice. By the French Republican calendar, it is the 13th day of Frimaire, the day of the cèdre, the cedar tree. The sun rises today at 7:03 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 11:45 a.m. The sun sets today at 4:28 p.m. Civil twilight ends at 4:59 p.m. and nautical twilight ends at 5:33 p.m. The length of daytime today is 1 minute, 10 seconds shorter than yesterday. The moon is in its waxing gibbous phase and is 97% full at midday. The full moon will arrive tomorrow. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the wee hours, low tide, 1:47 a.m., minus 3 centimeters. In the morning, high tide, 8:18 a.m., 1 meter 86. In the afternoon, low tide, 2:37 p.m., minus 15 centimeters. In the evening, high tide, 8:51 p.m., 1 meter 46. In our shared realm of plants and animals, yesterday we mentioned the challenges of our own highly polluted Hudson estuary. Today we celebrate another local river that remains relatively pristine. That is the Peconic River, which flows eastwards through many miles of the Pine Barrens between the Harbor Hill Moraine and the Ronkonkoma Moraine. It flows out into the Great Peconic Bay at Riverhead. Much of its watershed is protected, and the Nature Conservancy is active in preserving its ecological integrity. The longest river on our island, the Peconic delivers fresh water to the salty Peconic estuary at its mouth. It's home to rare coastal plain poor fens and Atlantic white cedar swamps. It's one of the few extensive natural landscapes to be preserved on Long Island, a treasure to be conserved. Commemorations. On this day in 1910, the French chemist Georges Claude first demonstrated neon lighting at the Paris Motor Show, the Salon de l'Automobile et du Cycle. By introducing a current into a glass tube filled with inert gas, he caused it to glow. Neon lights would come to be definitive as a visual element of 20th century cities. Sadly, Georges Claude, later in his life, collaborated with the fascist Vichy regime during World War II. His life ended in disgrace. A somber anniversary. On this day in 1984, the Bhopal disaster took place in India. At a pesticide factory owned by Union Carbide, a storage tank ruptured, releasing a deadly cloud of poisonous methyl isocyanate, which poured into populated areas nearby. The official death toll was about 3,000 people, but perhaps 8,000 probably died of exposure to the poison gas. Subsequent investigations showed shocking mismanagement at the plant and decaying or broken infrastructure. It was one of the worst industrial disasters in history. On this day in 1989, President George H.W. Bush of the United States and General Secretary Mikhail Gorbachev of the Soviet Union released concurrent statements declaring the Cold War had come to an end at last. On this day in 1992, the first text message was sent using the Vodafone network. Today we remember Ellen Swallow Richards, born on this day in 1842. She earned a degree in chemistry from Vassar in 1870 and was the first woman admitted to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in 1873. She later became an instructor at MIT. She brought her scientific training to bear on reforms related to the domestic work of women. She wanted to apply science in the home to create more sanitary, more efficient, and more healthful places for people to live in. She is considered the founder of the discipline of home economics. She was also active in establishing model kitchens to produce more nutritious meals, and she started many initiatives for the education of women, as well as school lunch programs. We remember Ellen Swallow Richards today, a pioneering advocate for women. Tonight, the Rockefeller Center Christmas tree lighting ceremony will take place. This year's tree is a Norway spruce from East Greenbush, New York, just east and south of Albany. The ceremony begins at 7 p.m. and lasts until 10 p.m. The Christmas season is fully upon us. And that is the Observatory, Wednesday the 3rd of December, 2025.